conservative new media viewers and Jeremy Lin fans around the world. What's going on? We are here to talk about Houston's 140-109 demolition of the Golden State Warriors tonight in Houston, Texas. Woo! Wait, what was that? I'm not sure I heard that right. Can you say that again, PFE? I said, woo! Man, that was an awesome game, man. That was freaking awesome. This was the best game Houston's played all year. They just wrecked Golden State. Golden State's a good team. They're even a better team now because they're playing with center Andrew Bogut, who's just coming back off of a long spell on the injury list. And look, you're not going to get a game like this every night because Houston's not going to hit as many three-pointers as they did tonight, but Houston really showed something tonight. And they showed they are ready to seriously contend for a playoff spot. And they're ready to take on some of the big boys, although Golden State's starting to slip a little bit in the standings. I think they're now down to 6th in the West, and Denver has overtaken them after tonight's game. With the win, Houston improves to 27-23 on the year. They've won 2 straight games. Golden State slips to 30-18 on the season. They had a 4-game winning streak ended tonight in dramatic fashion. The Rockets tied an NBA record with 23 made three-pointers tonight. They were 23 of 40 from 3. That is unreal. That's just incredible. I mean, nobody could miss from 3. It was just amazing. This game was very close after one quarter. I think Houston was up 1, but then in the second quarter, Houston took over, and they never looked back. Another really nice spot for the Rockets tonight was the play of James Anderson. He was basically playing in the place of Carlos Delfino, who I believe is out with an elbow injury. He's been nursing that elbow for a couple of games now, and he hit a couple very nice three-pointers. I mean, he is a shooter. That is definitely a big part of what he does and what he is, and he certainly showed that tonight. And as I've told you guys before, it's all about depth on the bench, and it was great to see James Anderson come in tonight and play as well as he did. He played great. Finally, Linsanity 2.0. Linsanity 2.0 alert. Jeremy was awesome tonight, and we're definitely going to be talking about that for quite a while here. He was amazing. Now, Jeremy turned his ankle yesterday in practice, and this has happened to him a couple times this season, where it's like he turns the ankle the day before the game, and he's like, oh, is he going to play? Is he going to play? But every single time he's played, and he played tonight, I think that just straight up statistically, this was the second best game that Jeremy's played this season, behind the 38-point night against the Spurs in the second meeting between the Spurs and the Rockets, this team. But overall, with everything considered, this might be the best game that he's played this year. And I'll talk more about why that is as we keep going through some of the information here. Again, this was a top 2 performance for him this season, either number 1 or number 2. Going by the efficiency numbers and the stats, he played phenomenally well in this game. Phenomenally well. His stats for the game: 28 points, 1 rebound, 9 assists, 33 minutes played, 10 of 16 from the field shooting, 5 of 8 shooting from three-point range, which is amazing, 3 of 4 shooting from the free throw line, 1 steal, no block shots, 2 turnovers, plus 37 plus minus. I think he was actually second on the team behind Omer Ashik, who was plus 38. His efficiency number, which is all the positive stats subtracted by all the negative stats, was 30, which is phenomenal. 30 is, again, this isn't a straight PER number, player efficiency rating, but it's very close. A PER of 30 is basically like LeBron James. So that gives you an idea of how well Jeremy played tonight. If you're playing at a level of 25 or above nightly, you're probably an MVP candidate. So that just gives you a sense of how well Jeremy played in this game. Assist to turnover was 4.5 to 1. Amazing. So he both scored and he passed well. One of the turnovers was it was early in the game. It was the middle of the first quarter. And it was he kind of lazily threw the ball to James Harden. So James Harden could initiate a play. It was a turnover, but it wasn't even that bad. It was, that easily could have not been a turnover. I guess that's the easiest way I can say. I didn't see the other turnover, so I missed that. I didn't see the other one, but he played so well in this game. I'm so happy for him, and I'm proud of him. And again, I'll talk more about why that is as I go along here. Let's go through some quarter by quarter stuff here. First of all, this was the 26th different team that the Rockets have played this year. Now, again, there are 30 teams in the NBA, including the Rockets, which means that there are 29 opponents for them throughout the year. This was the 26th opponent, and so there's only 3 teams left now that Jeremy hasn't played yet as a Rocket, and that is the Sacramento Kings, the Phoenix Suns, and the Orlando Magic. And throughout all of those teams, there's only one person on the revenge tour list, and that's Drew Holiday. So Jeremy's done just fine this year. Just fine. So he's doing well. And tonight's game's definitely going to put the haters way back on their heels. Way back. They were starting to come back again. But now this is going to push them back into the darkness. As I said, middle of the first quarter, he had that turnover and passing the ball to James Harden. Actually, James Harden fell down. That's right. That's why it's not really Jeremy's fault. James Harden fell down as he was kind of coming to the ball. Middle of the first, Jeremy, excellent dish to Omer Asik for a dunk. One of the things I noticed in this game was Jeremy was finding Omer in good spots. I've talked in earlier videos about how Jeremy needs to find Omer in the correct spots so that Omer can dunk. And I said, Carlos Delfino's been doing a better job with that. Jeremy did that well tonight. I think he had a couple passes to Omer for dunks. So that was really good to see. Also, middle of the first, Jeremy, nice dish to James Harden for a straight-on 3. James Harden just walked right into the 3. Boom, great pass from Jeremy. Jeremy hit his first 3-point shot in the middle of the first quarter. It was about 10 degrees to the right of center on the arc. It was a catch-and-shoot 3. Perfect. I don't remember who passed him the ball, but it was a great thing. And once he hit that first 3-point shot, it's like, yeah, this could be a good night. Middle of the first as well, Jeremy drove through the lane. He did one of those things again, like the Steve Nash. You go through the lane, you have all the defenders focus on you because you're close to the basket and you have the ball, so they're all scared you're going to shoot it. So they all have to look at you. And he might have circled the lane, I think, and then he came back out, didn't see anybody to pass to, and just took a nice little short jumper. He missed it on the left side. He missed it. But it was a good play, good recognition, and again, a good play by a point guard to get the defense focused on you, get to the middle of the lane, and keep your dribble. Keep your dribble alive. That was an excellent play by Jeremy, even though he missed a shot. Really, really good play. Middle of the first as well, Jeremy hit a layup in transition on the right-hand side of the basket. Also in the middle of the first, Jeremy drove down the middle of the lane, dished it to Chandler Parsons for a 3 in the left-hand corner. Very pretty play. Just a perfectly, drive, draw, and dish play to Chandler for a 3-point basket. That came with about, I can't remember exactly when that is. Exactly. It was before 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Now, Jeremy was taken out of this game and substituted for Tony Douglas with about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first. Now, that's normal rest. That's normal. That's what Kevin McHale does. He takes them out with about 3 minutes. We've talked in the last couple games. It's like, wait a second. He took them out with about 6 minutes or 5 minutes. That seems a little bit too early. Well, today was more normal rest and rotation. And when Jeremy came out of the game, Houston was up 27-19. As the first quarter ended, Jeremy had 7 points, no rebounds, 3 assists. So that kind of gives you a sense of how he was playing. He started out well. He was 3 of 6 from the field. His efficiency number was 6. So he started out well. I thought he was controlling the pace pretty well. This was definitely an up-and-down game. After the first quarter, the score was like 38-37 Houston. So Golden State likes to run. You knew this was going to be a track meet. It was going to be a lot of running. And that's the style Houston wants to play. That's the style Coach McHale wants to play. And Jeremy did a good job of running that tempo. So that was good to see. Okay, Jeremy started the second quarter on the court. He hit another catch-and-shoot 3 on the left-hand side, about 15 degrees off of the left top of the arc, with 10 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second quarter. That made it 45-37 Houston at that point. Also early in the second quarter, Jeremy dished to James Anderson, who was now in the game, I believe, for James Harden. Or actually, James Harden might have been in the game as well. James Anderson hit a nice three-point shot from the right corner. That was like Anderson's third three-pointer of the game already. I mean, you could tell he was coming out hot from 3, and Houston was hot from 3 already. So this was good, but Golden State was keeping pace. It was about 48-43 then, with about 8.5 minutes left in the second quarter. So even though Houston was doing well, so was Golden State. This was going to be an offensive shootout. It wasn't going to be a defensive game. It was going to be who could score more points at the end of the game. Jeremy came out of the game with about he came out of the game right around then with about 8.5 minutes left. He came out for James Harden, just got a little bit of rest. He didn't stay out that long. He came back in about 2 minutes later, 6.5 minutes left in the quarter. He came back in. When he came back in, Houston was up 6. So again, we've talked about Kevin McHale. Maybe he's leaving him out too much. He didn't do that tonight. He did a good job, Coach McHale did, of keeping Jeremy in there and riding a hot hand. Jeremy was playing well. He was the best player tonight on either team. And Coach McHale, I thought, recognized that and made sure that Jeremy got a lot of playing time. So it was a good job by him. Middle of the second quarter, Jeremy hit James Harden for another 3. Again, Jeremy was doing great, dishing the ball. He already had 5 assists at this point in the game, and this was the middle of the second quarter. Middle of the second quarter as well, Jeremy hit another three-pointer from James Harden pass. So these guys are playing off of each other well now. I think this was about 30 degrees to the right of the top of the arc. Late in the second quarter, this might have been Jeremy's best play of the game. You'll see it on the highlights, I'm sure of that. He made Jeremy, left-hand side of the front court, made a great no-look pass. And it was truly a no-look pass. He made sure he looked away and really held his head in the no-look position to a cutting Chandler Parsons on the left baseline for a layup. It was awesome. It was an amazing play, man. It was just great. I mean, you could tell Jeremy was feeling good. He had great rhythm, and he was feeling good, and it was great. Houston went into halftime. They were up 77-62. That's right. They scored 77 points in the first half, which is the most points that Houston has scored in any half this season, which is, I mean, some teams don't score 77 points in a game. Going into halftime, Jeremy, 13 points, 1 rebound, 6 assists in 20 minutes. So he was clearly on his way to a Linsanity 2.0 night. They're just a matter of what his numbers were going to be and whether the team was going to win. Start of the third quarter, Jeremy started that quarter as well. So he was on at the beginning of every quarter, first, second, and third. Jeremy started out quick, got a transition layup from Chandler Parsons early in the third. Also earlier in the third, Jeremy got another catch-and-shoot three-pointer right of the arc, 10 degrees. The team was rolling then. He was super fired up at that point. That made the score 85-64. Houston was up 21 points. Golden State was forced to take a timeout, and the guys on the team did the little jump up and bump each other. Jeremy was pumped up. He kind of did a little fist pump after he hit the shot. Again, this is total domination from Jeremy. I mean, this is early in the third quarter. He had 18 points and 6 assists already, and he was 4 of 5 on three-point shots. He was just dominating at this point. And he totally outplayed Stephen Curry in this game. And Stephen Curry is a heck of a player, a heck of a guard, but he got crushed in this matchup tonight. He played okay, but not nearly as well as Jeremy did. The person who actually played really well for Golden State opposite Jeremy was Jarrett Jack. Jarrett Jack actually had a really good game. Not as good as Jeremy's, but better than Stephen Curry did. Although Stephen did have a good number of assists in this game. He had 9 or 10 assists, so he didn't get completely shut out. But Jeremy, as I said, Jeremy was the best player on the court tonight and definitely outplayed his counterparts. I made a note at this point in the game, and this is why I think that this game could be the best game of the season for Jeremy. This is what Jeremy is going to look like at his best in the Houston offense, meaning fast breaking, up-tempo transition, and hitting three-point shots. We've talked about it a million times. The Houston offense is designed for three-point shooting, especially for Jeremy and the guys out on the perimeter. This was Jeremy working the Houston offense perfectly. This is what it's going to look like when he's doing well in this system. And as I've mentioned earlier in this year, this is good for Jeremy to be able to get good at this system, be able to hit three-pointers, because then he's complete. He already can do pick and roll Mike D'Antoni offense. Now he's learning how to do this too, which means he'll be able to do everything and play in any offense in any system. But the key with this is, as I said, he did it in the way Houston wants him to do it. He did it hitting three-point shots. He did it with a lot of pace, and he did it distributing the ball. He did everything in this game, and he was phenomenal. It was awesome. Okay, also early in the third quarter, Jeremy starting from the left elbow, drove to the middle of the lane, perfect little high scoop floater up over. He was anticipating Andrew Bogut was going to jump, but he did not jump. But it was just a beautiful shot, the type of shot that he needs to have to be able to score over centers, and that's what he did right there. Then, soon after that, also early third, Jeremy shot what I would call a heat check three. For those not familiar with the term heat check, that means that the guy that's shooting the ball is really hot. Like he's making all his shots, so he's just going to try a shot just to see if he's going to hit it. It's a type of shot you might not normally take, but because you're really hot shooting, it's like, yeah, I'm going to take this. It's a heat check. Let's see how hot I am. Let's see if I can make this shot that's kind of unusual. And it was about a 75 degrees to the right of center, three-point attempt, slightly off, a little bit off to the right. And he missed that one, but you can't make them all. Middle of the third, Jeremy, great dish to Chandler Parsons for a three-pointer in the right-hand corner. Again, Houston total domination at this time. They're up 91-66 in the middle of the third quarter. 7 minutes left in the quarter, and Houston is up 25 points. Made another note here. Jeremy was doing great in this second half as well in keeping the pace fast. Even when Golden State was making shots, he was still running the team. The way that works is when a team misses, when your opponent misses, it's easy to run then because they're not set. They're not back on defense. It's harder to run when they make a shot because they have more time. You got to take the ball out of bounds, and they can kind of set up. When you really want to push the pace, you run and push even when they make the basket. And that's what Jeremy was doing here. And he did it really, really well. I mean, he made sure that he kept doing that even when Golden State made their baskets. Again, this is just as good as I've seen him play in this offense. He did everything correct, not only for him individually shooting the ball, but him running the offense. He kept the pace. He hit his three-point shots. He worked the offense perfectly, and he did it with James Harden on the court. Remember, when he had the 38 points against the Spurs, James Harden didn't play that game because James Harden had a bad ankle. That's what made this game so special. One of the things. He did it with Harden there. And he hit threes, and he distributed the ball. This is exactly what Linsanity 2.0 is going to look like under this coaching staff and this offensive system with James Harden on the court with Jeremy. This is what he can do. And when it's at its best, it's going to look like this. And there will be nights where Lin will outscore James Harden when everything is working perfectly, which is what happened tonight. Okay, Jeremy came out of the game in the middle of the third, 5:26 left in the third quarter. Houston up 97-70, just blowout city. Tony Douglas came in for Jeremy, just let Jeremy get his rest. The thing when you play a team like Golden State, you have to keep scoring, because they're going to keep scoring. So even though it was a blowout at that point, Houston wasn't done yet. They knew that the Warriors were going to come back, and they did. By the end of the quarter, it was down to an 18-point lead. Jeremy finished the third quarter with 20 points, 1 rebound, and 7 assists. He was doing great. As I said, Jeremy started the fourth, so he started all 4 quarters tonight. Golden State got the lead down to 16 points early in the fourth. They were starting to make their move. You knew that was going to happen. Everybody makes a run in the NBA is the same. Every team back and forth. And Golden State started to do that early in the fourth quarter, so it was up to Houston to respond to that. They did also early in the fourth. Jeremy, nice feed to Omer again for a big dunk with 9:35 left in the fourth quarter. Also early in the fourth quarter, Jeremy hit another catch-and-shoot three from the right-hand corner. Just amazing. He did that little, like the James Harden thing where you make the circle with your thumb and your index finger and then put it over your eye like an eyeglass and with the 3 fingers up. So he did that after. It was great. It was 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. Also early in the fourth, Jeremy to Marcus Morris for a 3-point shot. Houston had 33 assists at this point in the game, which was a new season high for them. I think they actually ended up finishing with like 35 assists. Amazing. At that point in the game, they had 33 assists on 39 made field goals, which is incredible. I've told you guys before, Houston is not a team with a lot of one-on-one guys. Harden's really the only guy that's like that at this point in their career. Jeremy will get better at that, but he's not really that right now. What that means is the ball has to move well. Guys have to get assists. They need help to get shots. They need guys to pass to them and get an open shot. And that number of assists shows you that that's what was happening tonight and that it was going to be a good night. Between that many assists and that many made 3-pointers in this game, it was like, you can't play much better than this. This was like Houston at their absolute best. Middle of the fourth quarter, Jeremy drove to the rim on the right-hand side, and he got smacked in the face by Andrew Bogut. I think Bogut got hit with a technical foul. Maybe he was complaining about the call or something. I missed that, but he hit Jeremy pretty good, and Jeremy got a bloody nose on the play, but he had to go over the sidelines and kind of get his nose dabbed before he could come and shoot the free throws. I did see Andrew Bogut say something to Jeremy, though, after that. Like, I don't think he wasn't trying to hurt him. He just was trying to kind of like, hey, this isn't a layup line. you guys, got to slow down a little bit. And that happens in the NBA. I mean, when one team's getting beaten down, you'll see that, where there'll kind of be a hard foul or something to just kind of slow the other team down. That's just the way that it goes. Actually, that's the way it goes in basketball culture anywhere you play. When a team's getting beaten down pretty good, you'll see frustration fouls like that, and that's what that was. But I don't think Andrew Bogut was trying to hurt him. Jeremy scored. He got one of the 2 free throws in that situation. He then got a hoop in transition off of a pass from Chandler Parsons. He got fouled on that play and hit 2 free throws on there. And at that point, we're about midway now through the fourth quarter. Houston was up by 23 points. Kevin McHale pulled the starters at that point. 5 minutes and 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Houston on its way to a massive blowout. And that was it for Jeremy for the night. As I said, this is what Linsanity 2.0, when it is consistent in this particular offense, and when James Harden is also on the floor, that's what it's going to look like. It's going to look like this. Now, I'm not saying he's going to put up these numbers every night, because I don't think he's going to, because he's not going to hit, what did he hit, 4 or 5 3-pointers tonight? That's not going to happen every single night. Yeah, he hit 5 3-pointers. I mean, that's, you're not going to go 5 of 8 from 3-point land every night. It just doesn't work like that. Maybe Ray Allen could do it, but not many other people are going to do it, and Jeremy's not going to do it every night. But again, maybe 18 points, 7 assists. When I wrote something on Clutch Fans the other day, I said, look, I'll be personally happy if Jeremy averages 15 points and 7 assists next season. And I think that's very doable. Right now, Jeremy, coming into this game, Jeremy was at about 12 points and 6 assists. So you're talking about an upgrade of 3 points per game and 1 assist per game. That's doable. If the rest of the team and Omer, they catch the ball a little bit better and the guys get in more sync, you can get that extra assist. If Jeremy works on his 3-point shooting and stuff, you can get that extra 3 points. So I think that's a reasonable expectation for Jeremy. Now, as he gets better and better, then the numbers can go up. Maybe he can get to 18 and 8 every night. Maybe. We'll see. I mean, that's a great goal. As I wrote in Clutch Fans, there are only 7 guys in the there are 7 guys in the league right now that are averaging 15 points and 7 assists a night. 6 of them are point guards, and the other one is LeBron James. So if Jeremy gets to be on a list with only 7 other guys in it, I will take that. That's good. And it doesn't sound like much, 15 points, 7 assists. It seems like low points compared to Linsanity 1.0. But again, this is a totally different system. He's playing with James Harden. He's playing with other guys who can score. So it's not going to be the same. But if his turnovers are low, he's hitting 3-point shots and whatever, that's fine. That's fine. Again, if there's only 6 guys, other point guards in the league doing that, you're going to have a pretty good chance of making the All-Star team if you're able to do that. So I have no problem with that. And I do think beyond next year, you can see even better numbers. I mean, this is what it's going to look like when everything's clicking for Jeremy in this particular offense. And I do think that all things considered, this is his best game of the year because he was able to do this with James Harden on the court. And James Harden let him do it. James Harden didn't try to dictate everything and do ISO ball stuff. The team knew Jeremy was hot. They fed him. And the offense worked. I've said this in other recent videos. There are times where Jeremy doesn't work in the offense because he's not hitting 3-point shots. Well, tonight he hit the 3-point shots, and the guys were happy to pass him the ball because he was confident and he was hitting the shot, and it was great. And like I said, what are people going to do? What are defenders going to do? What are the haters going to do when Jeremy can hit 3-point shots? when Jeremy doesn't have any trouble dribbling at all, which he pretty much doesn't anymore. It's amazing. I mean, I don't even think about his dribble hardly ever anymore. Remember early in this year, his handle's so bad. Well, where'd that go? Now he's doing great. What are they going to do when he's able to hit those scoop shot floaters? Then you can't stop him. You can't stop him. Now, again, he's not Russell Westbrook. He's not going to blow by guys and dunk over centers and stuff like this a lot. But he's a complete basketball player, and he will be. He can hit the three-point shot. He can drive, draw the center, and dish it to his center for a dunk. That's what we're looking for from Jeremy Lin. That's what his upside is. And you saw a really good flash of that tonight. And, again, he doesn't need to be Russell Westbrook or Derrick Rose to be an all-star, to be a phenomenal talent superstar in this league. So it was just great to see him play like this tonight. I'm just proud of him, happy for him. It's been a while since he's had a real breakout game, and this is as good as it gets, again, in this type of a system. Okay, summary for the game. Huge win for Houston. They had to win this game. I said that the other day. I knew this was going to be a tough game, but they needed to win this game. And the reason why they need to win is because the Lakers are starting to win. The Lakers have won 6 out of 7. They won tonight. If Houston wants a playoff spot, it's going to be a fight. And, it looks like right now there's 4 teams for 2 spots. Utah, Houston, Portland, Lakers. And right now Houston is in the 8th spot. And if they're going to keep that spot, if they're going to stay in the playoffs, they're probably going to have to fight off the Lakers. And so it's, they needed to win this game. You have to win every home game you can win. And they got it done tonight. And that was great. I'm just so happy, like I said. For the haters, you got punked out. You got punked out. Just admit it. Don't try to spin it. Say that Stephen Curry was off and Jeremy got lucky. I'm so tired of reading that stuff. It's like when Kyrie Irving didn't do well against Jeremy. Oh, Jeremy got lucky. Well, whatever. I'll take lucky. I'll take lucky tonight because he was rolling. Look, I respect Stephen Curry, but respect Jeremy Lin. Respect Jeremy Lin. That's what I'm talking about, right? So, woo! This was awesome. This was awesome. And the haters are on retreat. They're back and crawling back under the rocks. Bye-byes. Tomorrow night, they're playing the defending world champions in Miami. That's not good. I mean, it's, Miami's starting to pick it up now. They're really starting to find their rhythm as a team and their motivation. Miami's been coasting for most of this season, but now they're starting to play hard. Although they did get a challenge from the Charlotte Bobcats the other night in Miami. I mean, that game was close in the fourth quarter, so you never know. Houston might be able to sneak something in there, but it's going to be difficult on a back-to-back going into Miami. That's not going to be easy. I mean, I have no problem saying that I expect Houston's going to lose that game, but hopefully they won't lose it. Hopefully they'll win it, and they need to just keep playing well. Even if they don't win, play well so that you're ready for the next game. Maybe it's a little bit easier competition than the situation tomorrow night. But, okay, just a couple quick comments. Misproof is good. We did not see Harden turnover brick lane ISO ball tonight. He understood Jeremy was hot. I thought that James played within the offense. He did not force things tonight. Again, this is what the team is going to look like when it's a balanced, democratic offense. It's not a one-person, a dictator offense doing everything and, I'm just going to force up shots. This is what the offense looks like when it's at its best. This is what it's supposed to be. Jeremy was a hot hand tonight, and he played great. So this was really good to see. Quack, why lie? The coaches got it right tonight. We know, McHale's messed up. He's benched Jeremy or kept him on the bench too much or benched him too soon, but they got it right tonight. Give Coach McHale a lot of credit tonight. Jeremy played 33 minutes, and remember, 6 of those minutes that he didn't play out of the 48 was because the game was a blowout. So, I mean, you could say basically Jeremy played, 39 minutes tonight or would have out of 48. So you got to rest sometimes. Nobody can play 48 minutes, 9 in, 9 out. And so I thought the coaches did a great job tonight. I can't wait to hear what Coach McHale said after the game. I haven't had a chance to do that yet, so I'm sure that they're giving Jeremy the respect that he deserves for the performance he put up tonight. Great win. Honestly, in a lot of ways, is the biggest win of the year because now it's crunch time. You've got to win now. And Houston won, and they're showing toughness, man. I mean, this is what happens with young teams. Sometimes they look amazing, sometimes they look terrible. Houston looked amazing tonight, and they're starting to show resolve that they really want a playoff spot, and they're going to need that resolve because, like I said, the Lakers are coming, and Houston's going to have to stiffen up to keep the spot. So, fantastic win! Woo! Okay, your comments below. Thumbs up, thumbs down on this video. We will include full information in the video description below the video player, box score, game highlights, and information so you can come and join the Conservative New Media Facebook group. We have over 2,000 members and growing all the time. Love to have you come and join us there. I am Paul F. Villarreal, the NBA expert. Thanks for watching Conservative New Media. We strive to be the #1 Jeremy Lin YouTube fan channel. Hope everybody is having a great night. It is about 12:40 a.m. Eastern Time, early Wednesday, February 6th, meaning that it's about 1:40 p.m. in the afternoon in Taipei, Taiwan. Hope everybody's having a great day, great night, wherever you are around the world when you watch this. Awesome night for Linsanity 2.0 and the team, and we will talk to you guys again soon.